Hey, Amber.
Good morning.
I'm super excited to do this series with you. I'm just through the roof. So we get to do this 3 times, guys. And what we're here to do is talk a bit more about some of the hot topics, those buttons that we've pressed through our social media that you guys loved, and there was a lot of questions, a lot of interest, and a lot of yes. Yes. So we felt that we created this series, we could bring those things to life and talk about it and flesh it out in a really fun, chill kind of way.
Yes.
So I am here with Amber. She is the owner of 2B Coaching, and she helps high-performing women get in touch with
their change curve, and whether personally or professionally, but really it's to help them step out of their box.
And so many of us need that.
Mm-hmm.
She's also an expert in women's rivalry, which we all need to connect with her about that topic. I'm so excited we get to talk about that one first. She's also a PhD in organizational psychology, so she has all the answers, guys. She's my life guru.
I don't know about all, but we're working on it.
So we have so many exciting things to touch on. We're talking about women's rivalry first up. So you stay tuned and listen up for a quick video to solve all your life problems.
Yes, but before we go, we have to introduce you.
Okay.
This is Malikah Karim, the owner of
Pure Wellness and Coaching.
Pure Wellness and Coaching, and she helps coaches hardworking women at home and in the workforce to regain their life balance.
Yes. That mind-body care package.
Yes.
So I'm super excited to be here with you, and we're going to get started on this first topic. Hey guys, welcome to our first number 1 in our series. And as we said, we're going to be talking about women's rivalry. So Amber is going to read her hot topic from her gram.
Yes, a while ago I posted a blog, and my thought behind it was, what is the opposite of female rivalry? The antonym of female rivalry is a female sisterhood. So it is promoting that collaboration over competition, which I totally believe that when women work together and empower each other, you can lift each other up, and it's endless what you can do together. So the quote I used for this post was, "Be around the light bringers, the magic makers, the world shifters, the game shakers. They challenge you, break you open, uplift and expand you. They don't let you play small with your life. These heartbeats are your people. These people are your tribe." So whatever you call it, the tribe, your pack, your sisterhood, this is like your glue. And then this doesn't mean that you're not bonding with your family, or you might have different types of sisterhood circles depending on depending on where you're going or what you're doing. So my blog was, the antonym of female rivalry is the female sisterhood. Who's in your circle? In that blog, I talk about the female sisterhood, female friendships that work. It's about relationships in which women help each other belong to themselves. Rivalry between women deprives women of female colleagues and companionship. It prevents women from relying on their natural allies, which is each other. We have to raise each other up and reverse the stereotype that women do not support each other. Collaboration versus competition is the ticket to do so. There is a solid truth to the fact that women cannot live without each other. If you don't have a circle, you need to find one. The female sisterhood is vital for your health, happiness, wellness, and personal growth.
And don't you feel just so much more dried out and depleted when you don't have that circle?
You do, and it was so interesting. I've done so many studies on rivalry and what it looks like in organizational settings, and how often it's not a talked about topic, but it can be very disruptive to the culture as a whole. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to branch that research out just to rivalry between women in general, because it touches pretty much on everything we do on a daily basis.
Every single thing.
And it has no boundaries. And so flipping that lens to talk about a female sisterhood, I was doing research in it. I went back into time a little bit, and in the hunter-gatherer days, women were the circle, the providers,
the center
of their units. They worked together. They shared for the well-being of each other's children. They cooked food together. So as societies and cultures have changed, we've shifted from that, and you have to make a harder effort to find your circles. But when you find a right circle, you know you have it. They are women that support you, they uplift you, they're seeing how they can help you grow.
So I have like this burning question that I've been waiting patiently to ask. What do you do when you have the obstacle of rivalry between you and that circle? Like, how do you resolve the rivalry? Then you can get to the promised land of having the loving circle.
A rivalry in the circle, or rivalry externally.
Well, and that's the funny thing about the circle, because sometimes the people you think are your circle, that's where your rivalry lives, and then you realize maybe this is not my circle.
It's so true. I think sometimes the thing with rivalry and competition between women is it can often be very passive aggressive. It can often not be a tangible act, and so it might be hard to put your finger on what it is or what that feeling is. It can be catty, which is the popular cat fight, but I also think there's hurt in how these acts can be carried out. So I'm a firm believer of talking to the other person. Maybe put it back on you. Say, hey, I feel like our communication isn't working, or we're misunderstanding each other. What can I do to help improve this?
Oh my gosh, so you have to really be in a really grounded space yourself to be able to tap into that courage, really, because that's what it would take, the courage to muster those words up.
Well, it is courage, because it's also, and it totally depends on the setting. If it's a circle, if it's at work, sometimes it's so intangible, but you feel it and you can't quite name it, and it makes you doubt yourself. So when you are doubting yourself, it's hard to find the courage to voice what maybe the impact is. But I'm a firm believer too of, you always have to listen to your whisper, that gut that's talking to you. If something doesn't feel right, chances are it's probably not.
So that leads me to my next one.
Yeah.
How do I identify rivalry? And sometimes it's not always mutual, right?
No.
Sometimes it could just be someone else is in a huge funk and you're not quite sure why or how they got there, what you did. How do we identify rivalry to then take the next steps?
Again, it depends on the situation, and it depends on if in a group it's just targeted towards you, if it's targeted towards a group of women, if you're at
What if it's
work.
more one-on-one, like between you and an individual?
If it's more one-on-one, I think you first and foremost identify it by how you're feeling. That whisper, you have to listen to your gut. I have had a situation where I've studied this topic for years, and before I even began studying it, I had witnessed it, and that's what piqued my interest. Yes, but I was knee-deep in it, and I knew I wasn't enjoying what I was doing for work. So that was one thing that I'll put back on myself. I was not making the change I needed to make, but I'm knee-deep in this situation with this other woman. I find myself doing things I hadn't necessarily done before. I was documenting conversations. I was typing everything that we had talked about. I was putting it on me, saying, I think we can communicate better. How can I help us communicate better? There are all sorts of things. But I was driving to work one day, and my mom said to me on the phone, I really hate to see you, how this lady is making you doubt yourself. And that was my eye-opening moment, because I thought, I know this stuff, and yet I'm knee deep in it several months in, and I wasn't even aware that I was in a situation. So that's a very long-winded answer to your question, but sometimes it's not black and white or easy to identify, because you can lose your voice when you are in a serious situation, and so it's hard to maybe identify what's going on. But I think self-reflection, I think totally listening to your whisper, and if you know what a good group, a sisterhood feels like, and you're in one that doesn't feel right, you have to compare. Why is this one better for me and this one isn't working?
But you know, in this day and age, I mean, Richmond has so many awesome circles, but for beyond this space, and for the ones who are unfamiliar with the circles that we live in, women don't know what that right feeling feels like. They don't know what that home and that support feels like. And, you know, they accept the myths, like women don't get along. I don't like to be around a lot of women. You hear those things because women have attitudes
they've got a bad
and this
experience.
and that. So maybe
I think it's you look for women that you can totally be yourself with. You look for women, and some of this you're not going to know right away. It might take time to evolve, just because relationships have to grow and evolve. So you look for women you feel comfortable with that are like-minded. You look for people you can trust.
Oh my gosh, trust is such a huge issue, and we don't even like address it.
No, but trust is a part of it, and you look at how they are to the other women in the circle, how they are hopefully uplifting each other. Hey, this great opportunity came up, and I thought of you, Malikah. Like, this has your name written all over it, and they're not asking for anything in return. It's because they genuinely want to see you grow and flourish.
That was the most amazing three-piece because I feel like you hit all the major tones of what that sister circle looks like and what a sister circle does for me. And then also gives you your instruction manual to know how you're supposed to perform and behave in a circle. Like, you need to also reciprocate those same things.
You do.
Be mindful and think of others as you experience the world and opportunities that might benefit them. Be trustworthy and stand by your word and show up when you're supposed to.
And you know how you like to be treated. So I'm a firm believer, if you reciprocate that, that is how you build this bond. Again, sometimes it takes time. You know, you're a newcomer in a group, and it takes time to understand the dynamics and what that looks like. So, you know, sometimes a certain circle may not be the one for you, or you learn the hard way, unfortunately.
It's okay. It's better to grow out of a circle and know it's not for you than to linger in it and build up all this negative emotion and frustration. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Amber.
Thank you.
That was the perfect three-piece. I hope that you guys have written those three things down, because literally they're going to help you to thrive as we build this sister circle.
Yes.
And Amber helps us slay our dragons.
and collaboration over competition.
Yes. So listen, that was juicy. If you have any rivalry story that you'd like to share with Amber, she loves hearing these stories.
I do, and I love to hear. I know there are a lot of negative ones, which I'm always looking to hear, but if you have a positive female group story that you can share with me, I'm always open for that as well, because I know that's out there.
Yes. And sharing those stories helps to encourage women who don't have great experiences to know that it exists, right?
And to find their voice. You can overcome it.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
So listen, we're going to create a space for you guys in October to connect with some of the things we talked about, to unpack more deeply and more specifically to your life experiences at a woman's retreat. And I know for some people that's a scary word, but it's so many cool, down-to-earth women, and I think you will really love it.
We are so excited about it. We've been working on some ideas that some may fall in line with what we're talking about on our videos, but also some are a little different, and it's just it's a place to take a deep breath and exhale and be with like-minded women and just have a fabulous time. So,
yeah, it's like raw fun,
Yeah.
but like healing. So I love it. Thank you guys so much for being with us, and look out for the Heal, Grow, Love, Repeat. It's going to be October 4th through 6th this year, and we're super excited to release the event details soon. So stick around and we'll see you on video too.
Stay tuned for more.
Take care, guys.